What crazy-ass story do you need to tell? Back in high school and for a few years afterward, I made my primary income by selling pot. One day I was hanging out at home with my girlfriend when we decided to walk to the Circle K a few houses down to grab some beer. The clerk, who I knew pretty well, asked me if I could get him a dub sack. I said sure and told him I'd be back soon. After heading home, I completely forgot about it. A couple of hours later, I remembered, weighed it out, and went back. He had already given me the money earlier, an important detail, so I waited until there were no customers, and we stepped around the icebox outside to chat and smoke. I handed him the bag. The lot was empty except for a beat-up Volvo, parked by the record store next door. It looked ordinary except for its completely tinted windows, which I now realize should have been a red flag. Out of nowhere, two guys got out of the Volvo. One was a tall, skinny guy dressed in head-to-toe denim, and the other looked like Dog the Bounty Hunter in a beige sweater. They walked up, asked how we were doing, and suddenly flashed badges, yelling, "EPD, you're under arrest!" They cuffed us, separated us, and started searching us. Beige Dog scrolled through my texts and found a few incriminating ones, along with some crumpled 20s, and started grilling me about doing a lot of business today. Meanwhile, Denim interrogated the clerk. Then, things escalated. They walked me and my terrified girlfriend back to my house, claiming they'd seen me coming and going a lot and wanted to make sure there wasn't a pound of heroin inside. They said if I cooperated, they'd charge me with a misdemeanor. Otherwise, it was jail and a felony. On my porch, I refused to let them in, insisting they call my lawyer. Beige Dog said if I didn't let them in, they'd park squad cars on my lawn, get a warrant, and charge everyone in the house for every little thing they found. At the time, I didn't realize this was all bluff and illegal. I was terrified, especially for my roommate, a straight-edge guy with a great job who didn't even drink or smoke. I didn't want him to lose everything. The real problem was that I'd just picked up a quarter-pound of mushrooms, weighed out and divided into ounces and eighths, which were sitting on my coffee table in plain sight. Add that to all the weed I had in my room, and things were looking bad. Out of desperation, I offered to let them search just my bedroom. I knew this was risky, since letting them in could open the door to a full search, but I didn't see another way out. Beige Dog agreed. Denim stayed with my girlfriend, who was absolutely panicking, and Beige Dog followed me upstairs. When we reached the hallway, I walked right past my room, thankfully the door was closed, and led him into my straight-edge roommate's room instead. He tore the place apart, pulled out drawers, flipped the mattress, and left no corner untouched. As he did this, I quietly turned off my roommate's computer monitor, which had a desktop background of him and his girlfriend staring back. Beige Dog found absolutely nothing, and sticking to his word, left without looking at any other rooms. Downstairs, I couldn't help but grin. But my girlfriend looked like she was about to faint, assuming I'd somehow gotten myself a prison sentence. Despite our deal, Beige Dog still charged me with a felony before leaving. Thankfully, I hired a great attorney who was friends with the prosecutor. Since there was no evidence of money changing hands, they knocked the charge down to deliverance of marijuana. The prosecutor recommended the minimum sentence, a $121 fine, 80 hours of community service at a local music venue where I got to see tons of free shows, and no jail time. That was the end of my career in dealing. Lesson learned. Credit. Story by Dothrick and Roll.